Welcome to Pete and Hannah's Watchlist. I'm your host, Pete Mitchell. I'm here with my great co-host, Hannah.
Hello, people.
Hannah, we're here today for AFI Top 100 10-year revisited.
That's right.
But before we begin, let us tell the viewers and the listeners what they should do.
Pretty please leave a like and subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe.
Leave a comment down below your feedback on this show. Thoughts, questions, comments, queries, all that jazz. Welcome down in the comments below.
Hit the notification button and you'll get great content like this one, including What's Next, the show where we help you figure out what to watch next. And we reviewed Tron Ares and House of Dynamite. We liked one of those films.
Figure out which one.
AFI Top 100 is today. Tomorrow is movie news, but we'll preview Black Phone 2.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
correct. Yeah.
Sure. And then we'll play a game with Blockbuster. That is our week on the channel. Today is movie number 6 on the AFI Top 100 10-year revisited list, and it is Gone with the Wind. Have we seen this before? Yes, we have. We watched it on a Blu-ray copy. Okay, so it's a complicated film.
Disclaimer.
There's a complicated past. Probably the best person who wrote about this was Melvin B. Tolson, who was a poet and educator. He wrote, Birth of a Nation was such a bone-faced lie that a moron could see it through. Gone with the Wind is such a subtle lie that it is swallowed as truth by millions of whites and blacks alike. So it is a complicated movie. There is a complicated past in our country, Australia, as well as America. And race is still a huge issue.
Nothing's
Takes up a lot of
changed.
time. Nothing has changed. Us talking about this movie doesn't say we're glorifying it.
Yeah.
It's on a list.
We're not like the most adept at talking about the themes, you know. We're not scholars or researchers, but we are lovers of film and we want to, you know, just focus, you know, try and explain as much as we can.
It would be
remiss to say, like,
not say anything at the start of this episode.
You know, this film is not perfect. You need to understand that.
Yeah.
You need to be more critical of this film before we get into it.
For sure.
And I saw a really nice video by a creator called Cold Crash Pictures. That's called Should We Still Be Watching Gone with the Wind? And he gives a unique perspective on his past and on what he thinks about Gone with the Wind.
Yep.
And I think it's like interesting to see it through a perspective because that's how I see the film. I like to look at it very critically and that's where I find a love for it. But generally speaking, if you don't want to watch the film because you don't respect anything and you think it romanticizes the antebellum South, 100%, you don't have to watch this film.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing we'll get to the end of the video should you watch or not, but you don't have to watch. But if you want to listen to us talk about it, you're welcome and have our feelings about the film.
Okay, the elevator pitch for this movie is we follow the life of Scarlett O'Hara in the Deep South on the eve of the Civil War to Reconstruction. Mm-hmm. This movie was directed by Victor Fleming, which is an interesting story. A screenplay by Sidney Howard, also an interesting story. Based by Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. She ended up... She was
passing away.
She was a noted.
No, she was not a good person either.
Yep. Ended up passing away. Got hit by a motorcycle crossing the street, and was in coma for 5 days. Died pretty young. It was like 48. And
She never intended to write a sequel to the book.
It only had 2 books,
but it did have sequels recognized and even a sequel miniseries.
They did. Starring Timothy Dalton.
It's not good though, but
it's called
exists.
Scarlett.
It exists.
It was produced by David O. Selznick. Stars Clark Gable, Vivien Leigh, Leslie Howard, Olivia de Havilland. Cinematographer was Ernest Holler. Max Steiner did the music. Halsey Kern and James E. Newcomb did the editing. It was production company was Selznick International Pictures and MGM. Distributed by Lowe's Incorporated. Release date was December 15th, 1939. Running time was 221 minutes, not including overture, intermission, and exit music. Second highest budget to date, $3.85 million. Box office was $390 million, with 200 million tickets sold in the United States and Canada alone. There was 35 million tickets sold in the UK. Adjusted for inflation by the Guinness Book of World Records, in 2014, $3.44 billion. The next highest is the Avatar movies at
Yeah.
2.5 or something.
I could see if we keep re-releasing Avatar beating it. In my gentle opinion,
Yep.
if Avatar keeps
Well, they're
re-releasing,
not going to release this movie again, are they?
not because actually there's been a lot of controversy. People have realized, oh, this film's not
Yeah.
not the greatest film.
1939 is definitely the golden years of Hollywood.
It's Hollywood's
Here's the top
at
10.
its best.
We've read this out a few times, but this is great. Drums Along the Mohawk, The Women, The Rains Came, Dodge City, Goodbye, Mr. Chips, The Wizard of Oz, Babes at Arms,
Yes.
Jesse James, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, and Gone with the Wind. The fact that Mr. Smith Goes to Washington was second, and it was
second,
like a political drama.
Political drama. You have a melodrama.
Said that the sentences were corrupt. Unbelievable.
You look at that, and then before it is Babes in Arms and Wizard of Oz, two musicals. In the middle, it's crazy.
So Gone with the Wind was number 4 on the list in 1997, so it's down 2 spots. Okay. Before the publication of the novel by Margaret Mitchell, the film rights were up for grabs. Lou B. Mayer, Ivan Thurberg, MGM all turned it down. Selznick turned it down the first time, ended up getting turned around by his partners, and they purchased in July 1936, a month after it was published, $50,000 of the rights. It was a highly successful novel. People all loved it. Thomas Mitchell, which we've seen on the list already for Mrs. Mitchell Goes to Washington and also High Noon. He was also in Stagecoach that year. He had 3 movies come out that year. And Mrs. Smith Goes to Washington, Gone with the Wind, and Stagecoach end up winning an Academy Award for Stagecoach. Barbara Emile played his wife. Vivien Leigh. 1,400 people did audition for the role.
Yeah,
she
for
ended up getting it
Vivien Leigh,
over Katharine Hepburn, Joan Crawford, Evelyn Keyes. We'd seen her in many different movies. Anne Rutherford, we've seen him in many different movies.
Yeah, they're the
George Reeves, the first Superman.
Yep.
He played one of the Tarleton brothers. Fred Crane, Hannah McDaniel as Mammy, Oscar Polk as Pork, Butterfly McQueen. She was still doing acting jobs. In 1990, she started in a Harrison Ford movie called Mosquito Coast.
Yeah, she wanted to do roles that were very different to this idea. Yeah.
Victor Jory as Jonas Wilkinson, Everett Brown as Big Sam, Howard Wilkin as John Wilkes, Ashley Rhett as Indiana Wilkes.
Yeah.
Leslie Howard played Ash Wilkes, your boy. He did many different movies, Pygmalion, also directed some stuff as well.
Yeah.
And then we had Clark Gable as Rhett Butler. Clark Gable wasn't the first choice. Actually, Cary Grant was the first choice.
You know what? That's crazy. Because he was Pretty Boy in MGM, but doesn't he? He had Only Angels Have Eyes that year. Yeah. I don't.
It was
feel
under
like
contract, so he couldn't get it out of it.
Yeah,
So.
and I feel like Cary Grant is a little bit more softer than Gable.
I think
Gable's harsh, and it really helps for the end of the film.
Yeah.
And I don't think Grant had. I mean, he had it. He sometimes has it, but he never goes that deep.
Well,
So I could never see him in that light.
Clark Gable, noted tough man, noted drunk, noted racist, great friends with Victor Fleming. Ended up getting George Cukor fired from the role.
Yeah, they had it out.
George Cukor had worked with Selznick in Star Is Born. Ended up doing My Fair Lady. He also worked on Wizard of Oz a little bit as well. We've had him on the list for Philadelphia Story. He was one of the ones that wanted Cary Grant as well. And we've had Clark Gable on the list before for It Happened One Night. Yep. So Vivien Leigh.
We had on the list earlier for what do you call it? Streetcar Named Desire.
Yeah.
And she is also not a great person in real life.
She really wanted to work with George Cukor, and
that didn't work out.
That didn't work out for her as well.
But yeah, she was tied to this film, and it's one of her most iconic performances.
Olivia de Havilland, she has an interesting life. A 2-time Academy Award winner. Had a noted falling out with her sister Joan Fontaine, who was
Also a very famous actor
Yeah.
as well. The two of them had a heated
She won an
rivalry.
Academy Award as well. Amazing family. She was a noted cabrioleter with Alfred Hitchcock. Worked with him on Suspicion. And
Yeah.
also Rebecca.
Back then, siblings in Hollywood used to fight each other. Nowadays, they all like, yay.
Yeah. So George Cocker got fired 3 weeks into filming.
Yeah.
Victor Fleming, who was directing Wizard of Oz at the same time, came across. Ended up had to bow out of filming this as well because of exhaustion. The writer Sidney Howard, he was hired to bring the epic down. He ended up writing a script that was going to take 6 hours to make, but that's end up Ben Hetch came on and sort of tightened it down to 4 hours. He later got credit for this movie, but originally it all went to Sidney Howard.
There was a couple of people that just didn't get credit, but they did have a hand in it.
Most of the filming was done on the Back 40, which is a studio lot in Selznick International, mostly in Los Angeles and Ventura County. The Tara fictional plantation was plywood, paper mache, facade built on this Selznick lot.
Yeah.
The composer Max Steiner, which we've had on the list before, and we're going to have him again with Casablanca. He did Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
Yeah, that was good.
This is one of the best scores of all time.
No, this is very much.
The score went for 2 hours and 36 minutes. It's the longest that he had written. He hired 5 orchestras to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot, but you could see how influential his work was. This is such a sweeping score that helps the film because it's a drama and you need a dramatic score, especially with how this film goes. And
he also did The Searchers. We've had on this list as well,
which was also very good.
Amazing score.
It's a great score.
Yeah. Just what a legend. There was this movie he did called Jim Thorpe All American. That was,
but,
Burt Lancaster playing an Indian, which is an interesting take.
Hollywood.
Cinematographer. So we talked about how Ernest Heller did the job here. He was famous for this movie.
Of course.
Also Rebel Without a Cause.
Oh, that's also a very nice... That's a memorable shot movie. But this film has those scenes, like if you've ever seen a shadowed out, like when a character goes out into any sort of thing and they're shadowed out and they do a Gone with the Wind. And it's, very memorable. It's a very, very memorable movie.
William Cameron did the production designer. That was great as well. Editor, what was the editor?
God, they had such a hard job.
He was a famous editor. What did he do?
He had such a hard job because this film, it could have been 6 hours. It's still 4 hours, almost 4 hours, and people say it's still too long.
Yeah.
It's very hard to ever nut down. Like, you have a story, it's an adaptation. And a lot of people, what are you going to keep? And they do cut a lot of they do skip over a lot of the really bad stuff in the book, which is better for the film. It's very interesting when you look back on it, and the editing job would have been probably the hardest here.
Halsey Kearns did Rebecca, and then James Newscomb did Tora Tora Tora, so a great war film as well.
Oh, yeah.
In the biography, which we've used for research today, of Selznick, David Thompson said that the audience response to the film was the greatest moment in Selznick's life. It was the greatest victory and redemption of all his failings. Probably the most amazing picture he has ever had. When they did the test screening, they sandwiched it in between 2 movies. They told people they weren't allowed, if they were left, they weren't allowed to come back in. So you couldn't make a phone call and say, I'm watching Gone with the Wind, because they used to have phones in the lobby.
Yeah.
And come down now, that people used to make calls and say, oh, this film's on, come down and see it. And people would come in, but they wouldn't allow that. As soon as Gone with the Wind title came up, people started applauding. because that's how that book.
They were so excited.
They were so excited for this movie.
Excited.
And it was a standing ovation at the end of it.
That's incredible to be like, wow, my movie's going to do well.
Yeah, it didn't turn out great. He ended up selling the rights to this for $500,000. MGM had the rights.
Yeah, Selznick's career did not take off, unfortunately.
And then he did Spellbound and Rebecca.
But nothing...
Nothing, not like this.
No.
Yeah. The critics at the time, Frank S. Nugent of the New York Times, claimed that it was the most ambitious film production made up at that point. It's true. He's the second biggest production behind the original Ben-Hur. It was probably the most, probably not the greatest film ever made, but nonetheless, it was the interesting story it had. The Nation writer, Franz Hollering, said that the film was a major event and it was a history of the industry, but not only in a minor achievement, but in the motion picture of arts. But there are also elements of two categories met on good terms. Long stretches are filled with mere spectacular efficiency. While the film was praised for its fidelity to the novel, this aspect was also singled out as the main contributing factor to the lengthy runtime. Just a refusal of cutting it out, but it could have been longer.
I honestly feel like it runs pretty smoothly.
Yeah.
It could like sometimes these films can feel quite unnecessary. I mean, sometimes when you rewatch, you're like, you could cut out that bit.
Yeah.
But I do think it feels quite smooth.
So not everyone was a fan. Like Variety said they left too much in. The Manchester Guardian said the story focused on irrelevant marriages and domestic squabbles. The sole inclusion for the inclusion was simply because Margaret Mitchell wrote it. So,
wow.
Yeah, not everyone was a fan.
I think the second half does run a lot faster because there's a lot more going on in the second half.
Yeah.
Because there's an intermission.
So it won Outstanding Production at the Academy Awards. Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor. It was nominated for Olivia de Havilland, but Hattie McDaniel ended up winning.
Yep.
She said she'd rather portray a mammy or a housekeeper than get paid $7 to actually do the job.
It's truly unfortunate because her performance is incredible.
Yeah.
It just continued the stereotype for people of color, and it did it for a very long time. And Selznick really wanted her to get the award, but it just sucks because she was. When you watch this film, both of them are great, but there's just something about Hattie's performance, especially towards the end of the movie. It's iconic.
Won Best Art Direction, Best Screenplay, Best Cinematographer, Best Film Editing, Best Score. It was nominated for Best Score, Best Sound Recording, Best Visual Effects, failed to win.
Yeah. It's pretty tough that year.
Recently, so the AFI Top 100 Awards, it finished fourth originally. It's sixth on this list. Second in the Passion movies. First for quotes in Frankly, My Dear, I Don't Give a Damn.
Which I would agree with, but I think if it's done today, people won't agree with that quote.
Yep. It also finished 31. After All, Tomorrow is Another Day.
Oof.
Also, As God Is My Witness, I'll Never Be Hungry Again.
Pretty good too.
There was a few. Also, second in film scores.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of great scores.
It also finished 43 in Cheers, and it finished fourth in the Epic Movies. IMDb has an 8.2 rating, a Rotten Tomatoes 90, and Letterboxd 3.9. Mm-hmm. So there you go. As Hannah said, it was made into a miniseries.
Yeah, Scarlett,
It was based on the novel by Alexander Ripley.
Yeah. And Rhett
relocated to Ireland.
He marries someone else, and then they die, and then him and Scarlett do get back together, and then they have
pregnant again. Yeah.
In the actual novel, in Margaret Mitchell's novel, they actually had more children.
Yeah.
In the book.
Yeah.
But they cut it down to one child in the film.
Yeah, that works.
Oh yeah.
Every Thursday on the channel, we do a segment called Hot Take Clickbait. And last week, Hannah rated her top 5 motorcycle films.
Well, just motorcycles.
Motorcycles.
Not the film.
Yeah,
If it was the film, that list is different.
Hannah, what is your hot take for Gone with the Wind?
God, everyone has different ones about this film because it should be criticized, this film, and I love to criticize this film, even though I do love it at the same time. I'm a hypocrite. But the thing I want to bring up most is that Rhett Butler plays what is my favorite simp in all of film history. The white knight trope, the I will love you forever, but then, he's always on the hook. And Scarlett is also on the hook in this movie because she's in love with the character Ashley Wilkes, who doesn't love her back, but says he does, but, is constantly just leading her on.
Yeah.
And so Rhett Butler is playing the, I love you, I just want to see the best version of you. And he constantly is fueled with jealousy every time he realizes, oh my God, you don't love me. And he constantly is saving her, being there for her. He truly does love her and thinks they are meant for each other. And she just is like, she doesn't realize it until it's already too late.
But she actually loves him.
No, they are meant to be together.
Yeah.
But she will not admit it.
She dreams about him. She doesn't dream about
Yeah.
anyone else.
And she doesn't realize it because I think also, in my opinion, when I was watching it this time, in the latest I watched it, Ashley is a reminder of her love for the South, of antebellum, of what she had. It's what she had. Ashley is the love of the life she had.
Yep.
And Rhett is the new version of it.
Yeah.
Like Rhett is new. He's more progressive. He's one of the quote unquote good characters, even though there's no such thing in this film. I think you have two probably morally good characters. That is Rhett's character and what's her name? Olivia de Havilland's character. Melanie. They're the only two quote unquote good morally, but they're not perfect. And that's the thing about this film. I love.
Repeat that again.
Quote unquote good characters.
No, who was the other than Melanie? Who was
Rhett?
You're kidding.
No, because Rhett he's the one. No, because how you see it. Yes, Rhett at the end is not a good person, but that's because
he killed a horse.
Yeah, and what did the horse do?
Nothing. He wasn't the one that put the.
No, I know. But
tied up.
No, Rhett at the end is not a good person. And Rhett's not a good person. He's a Han Solo renegade type. But he himself is the one, like, the meeting they have about talking about the South rising, He's the one laughing. He's like, it's not going to work out. They're going to, like, they have all.
You just said it perfect.
It's
Rhett
like,
Butler is Han Solo.
Yeah, he's the renegade type. And so he is only at it for himself. Like, he only wants to help out. Yep. Once it's a losing cause, he's like, I'll help out now. But he doesn't really care. He cares. He's more, about himself and his self-causes. And he sees that in Scarlett, and that's why he loves her. But she's so built in the fact of the past and her love of the past and her love of Ashley that she thinks that's what she needs, but she doesn't.
Yep.
And it's something he always wants to bring out in her, but she doesn't do it until the end, and it's too late by then because he's finally given up on her. And it's one of the, and frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn, is one of the best lines in history because it is just someone just giving up and just going, I don't need to be here anymore.
Yep.
This is it for me.
Yep.
I'm done. Like, I've been there mopping up your mess the entire time. I'm done.
Yep.
And him leaving into the wind is just one of those moments in cinema. A lot of people aren't going to love it, but I just think it's just so iconic.
The only reason he left was because he was worried he was going to get hurt. Because
no, he was not just that.
No, it was.
No,
he was going to stay.
No, he wasn't. He was not going to stay. The moment he wasn't going to stay is the moment. The moment
when Melanie died.
No, before that, he was never going to stay.
He was staying.
No, he even said Bonnie was the only thing keeping us together. He was going to leave.
Later.
No, he was going to leave. That's why he left for London. He never wanted to return back to her after what he did to her. Because he became the jealous monster that he didn't want to be when he took her to bed that night.
Yeah.
And he apologized, and then he goes, you know what? We need a divorce. I need to get out of here. He was done with this marriage, and she just wouldn't have it.
No. But when he came back, he wanted to come back from London. But he didn't know how to...
He came back.
No, but he wanted to come back. he wanted to come back.
Yeah.
No, he wanted to come back and he couldn't face himself, but he didn't want to leave her. The only time the
he
reason
loves her too.
Yeah, but the only reason he left was because he wanted her to go to Ashley after Melanie died. That was the only reason he left.
No, he was upset that he was upset in that moment that she went to Ashley.
But if Melanie didn't die, right? If Melanie didn't die,
they don't make it out.
He was staying.
No, he wasn't
because he's a simp.
He was a simp, but he
would have stayed.
He was a simp, and they were not talking to each other at that point.
Yeah, he would have stayed.
We don't know because it didn't
100%.
happen that way in the film, okay?
I'm telling you, he would have stayed.
All right, what's your hot take on this movie?
I hate this movie.
Yeah, okay.
Frankly, my dear, I Don't Give a Damn is a great...
Because you don't love this movie?
This movie is just... It's
You
just
don't
it's just a melodrama that I don't like.
You hate all the characters, and that's what I like about this movie, is I hate them all.
The only character that I like is she died, Melanie.
Melanie,
loved her. What they do to horses in this movie, when Rhett Butler steals that horse and the horse takes it, and Vivien Leigh.
Yeah, they also use horses in war. What are we talking about?
I can't have it. I love horses so much. And mate. Wow. I hate this movie. Yeah. I really do. I just don't like it.
This is me watching Annie Hall.
Yeah. I see. I see why you hate that movie, but you're trying to
figure out why I like this movie. I
know why you like this movie. You're melodramatic, and this is right up your alley.
This is drama. Yeah. For people who love drama, like Gossip Girl or watching Housewives and stuff, and they just love people. Yeah. Love terrible people doing bad things. That's this whole movie.
Mate, the fact that this won all the Academy Awards, no way this wouldn't happen now. Miss Smith Goes Washington wins it, or Wizard of Oz. But this doesn't win, and I think it's...
You really think?
The look of this movie is not that great as well.
The
music's good, but there's some scenes there are just so fake. But
at
Wizard
the time...
of Oz is so fantasy. No, not at the time. Wizard of Oz was pulling off amazing feats.
Wizard of Oz...
Amazing feats compared to this movie. There's some so fake stuff in this movie. Paper mache houses. Come on, guys. You could film in real houses. They could have filmed in the South. They could have.
They could have, but they were not taking those people down to the South.
Cheap.
They didn't want to take those...
Let's just get on to scene breakdown.
This is great.
I have a fundamental disagreement with you. Rhett Butler would have stayed. He leaves. He leaves. He leaves because she wanted him to go to. She wanted him to be happy. He wanted her to be happy.
That's not why. Are you talking about when Melanie died? He left. That's not why he left.
That's why he left.
He left because he was upset that in that moment she chose Ashley, and then have the gall to come to him and cry and go no, I love you, and he's like, what do you mean? He didn't believe her anymore because she'd proven time and time again in those situations she would choose Ashley over him.
No. So in that time, she finally knew that she could
have
Ashley.
We haven't even gotten to the scene.
No, she finally knew that she could finally have Ashley, and she realized, no, I don't want Ashley, I want Rhett. So... And a lot of times in life, when you finally get something that you've been pining for, it means you're not. But I'll tell you, Rhett Butler only left because he thought that's what she wanted. And when she came to him, he didn't believe her.
No.
He didn't believe her. All right, let's get on to scene breakdown.
All right, scene breakdown. So beautiful. We start with an overture, get in the mood.
God, the overture is so overdone.
Overture and the intermission, yeah, probably. Scarlett is with her beaux who inform her that Ashley Wilkes
George Reeves
will be marrying her cousin Melanie.
Did you notice when you watch this movie that was George Reeves?
No, but you go back and you probably go look at him.
No,
no, because I wouldn't have. Because thinking about George Reeves, even though yes, he played Superman, the 60s?
No.
What was it? 40s?
40s, yeah.
Yeah, 40s. 50s, yeah. No, he died. Yeah, okay. I was thinking about when he, unfortunately perished.
When I watched this as a kid, I was like, is that Superman?
That's the guy. Scarlett is furious. She's madly in love with Ashley and is determined to have him. She runs into her father, who expresses how important the land they live on is to Terra and what it took to build it.
Oh, don't you think like, seriously, I know I'm skipping ahead here,
No.
but that whole thing at the end where Tara was the thing that I loved all along.
We'll get into that, but it's an interesting statement. But it's important because in the book, they brushed us over, but in the book, it goes a lot into how her father got the land, and he wasn't always perfect. The land is so important, and she should forget about marrying Ashley. However, Scarlett not into that. She's going to go to Ashley at the Wilkes barbecue that they're having at the 12 Oaks and confess her love. At the party where Scarlett flirts with the other man to get Ashley's attention, she sees a mysterious, handsome man by the name of Rhett Butler. Later, when all the ladies go for the nap, Scarlett sneaks away. The men discuss a war, and that's when you get different views on how they're perceiving it. Rhett gives a more realistic take and just being it's just not going to work out. Like they have more men, this is a hopeless cause. Like the idea that this is a hopeless cause, but they all just get angry and fighting for what they believe in. Ashley does run into Scarlett, who confesses her love, and he says it wouldn't work, that him and Melanie are from the same blood, so they don't understand each other. But he does say, weirdly, in a way, goes around saying, I love you.
Oh, isn't he a simp?
So
hate him.
Because he's like, it won't work, she slaps him, he leaves. Scarlett throws a vase in anger at the wall, and appears Rhett, who laughs at the display.
Oh my God.
And she says, you're no gentleman, and he goes, you're no lady. It's the two of them are definitely, they have the connection already there. The men start to gather because the Civil War is breaking out.
Do you reckon they got any chemistry?
I think it works if you're these two hate each other but have this serious passion for, they're like the same person in different, one's a man, one's a female.
No.
They're the same
I'll
person.
give you that.
And it's just wonderful. They believe they should be together.
How do you reckon Rhett made his money?
It's
Crookies,
not.
right?
It's his family kind of disown. He's not looked. His family had money, but he's made his money and his fortune
Devious ways.
He was like a pirate, not a pirate, but he played for both sides.
Yeah, definitely.
Men start to gather for war, and what happens is that Ashley, because Ashley's getting married, Scarlett accepts the marriage proposal to Charles, which is Melanie's brother.
Yeah.
They get married, but weeks later, her husband dies of an illness in war. She's rather upset at just being a widow, but her mother forces her to go to her aunt's in Atlanta. Scarlett and Melanie...
It's inconvenient for her. This whole movie is inconvenient for her.
Fiddle-dee-dee. She is a spoiled brat. Yeah. She's a child, basically. And Scarlett and Melanie are helping the cause at the benefit. Rhett is also there, and he ends up bidding for Scarlett so they can dance all night. Scarlett is filled with glee. Later, Rhett, leaves for business, and he returns with gifts from Paris and gives Scarlett a lovely green hat.
Bonnet.
But she admits that she's still in love with Ashley, and Rhett is so scorned by that. He's like, come on.
Yeah.
I don't want to be with you till you grow up. Then a big turning point happens in the war, Gettysburg, for anyone who knows.
Yeah.
Leaves many lost lives, but Ashley is alive, and he returns for Christmas. Oh,
sure.
Goody. When they leave, he even says, it's hopeless now, but they just got to keep on going. But tells Scarlett to look after Melanie. When the war finally arrives in Georgia, Scarlett quits helping at the hospital because you see these horrific scenes of,
but still, it's inconvenient for her.
It's inconvenient, and stays to help Melanie because she's having a baby. She tries to get the doctor, but ends up just it's not happening because, the doctor's having
saving lives.
Saving lives. Can't help with the baby. And Melanie is very unwell. She shouldn't be having a child at all. She ends up delivering Melanie's baby with the help of Missy, the servant.
Who's a very annoying character as well.
Very annoying character, and she's just not equipped for this life. They end up asking Rhett for help to get them out and back home. At Terra. Yeah, it plays into it, that people shun Belle, who is the lovely lady of the house,
used as
and
as
she's
Simpsons.
she's shunned by society as
She
well.
loves Rhett.
She loves Rhett,
Yeah.
and she's also shunned by society. And Rhett and her, it's cut from the same cloth, but
Yeah.
his love for Scarlett is very different. After a daring escape, Rhett leaves.
It is a great scene.
Them trying to escape when the town is being pillaged, like
They're
everyone's
trying
just
to steal his horse.
Yeah.
It is a really good scene.
But he's there. They make the escape. Rhett leaves, declaring he'll now fight because it's a lost cause now, and he's gonna show up. He declares his love for Scarlett here.
Yeah.
And Scarlett, not into it. I can't believe you'd leave me like this, But he's like, I gotta tell you, doesn't matter what happens to me. I gotta let you know. Scarlett and Melanie and Missy make it home. However, it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's burnt to a crisp. It's nothing. It's ruins. Scarlett's
no, not Tara.
not Tara,
Wilk's house.
but their house is not great either.
Yeah.
And Scarlett's mother has
It's made of paper mache.
has unfortunately died, and her father's gone loony, and her sister's ill. Scarlett vows in this very big scene, vows, as God is my witness, I shall never go hungry.
Yeah.
She makes it very. This is the big turning point.
Yeah.
She vows that no matter what she has to do, commit what sin she has to, she will survive, and she will,
This bit of
And then
this
intermission.
bit of Scarlett O'Hara where she's working the fields.
This is the turning point.
She,
Yeah.
where
Intermission
she's doing
and then
deals. She's picking cotton. She's doing all these things. I can get around her for this stuff. What she does to her second husband is a disgrace.
This is the villain arc.
Yeah.
This is where Anakin. This is where Darth Vader has
But
been.
when she's doing
corrupted.
all those things, where she's
Oh no, she's
like a go getter.
You're thinking, oh, she's a girl boss. But she's
100%.
not. She's an awful human being.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. She's an awful human being. Because you're not supposed to like these people. That's the thing. I don't get why people like them. You shouldn't. They're awful people.
But you love them.
I love to watch them because I love drama. Scarlett puts herself and her sister to work when the war ends. They take in soldiers, but now the taxes have risen and they have to find a way to pay it. Ashley returns and Scarlett begs him to run away with her, but he reminds her that he never could and that Tara, the land they are on, is the most important thing to her. Mm-hmm. When the overseer comes, Scarlett shoos them away, but her father chases after them, ends up falling off a horse and dying. Because, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Scarlett hears that Rhett is in jail. So she makes a fine dress out of curtains to show off to Rhett and how well she's doing. But he sees through it, and she confesses that she needs money. He sees it through, her hands are working hands now, and so he knows she's, lying through her teeth. He always knows. Rhett was no help, but in town she runs into Mr. Kennedy, who has been declared for... Scarlett knows that that's her sister's beau, but he's a somewhat successful business owner now, and even though he's in love with Scarlett's sister, she convinces him to marry her. And this is great. Hattie, who plays Mammy, in the back, going, oh my God. She knows how devious this woman is.
Yeah.
Scarlett becomes a successful businesswoman and making a lumber mill, using Ashley as a co-worker. By the way, she uses camp enforcement labor of jail, so not great. She doesn't change. Doesn't matter, slave to jailers. She does not care. She goes through the rough part of town, however, and gets attacked. Little does Scarlett know, her husband and Ashley go back to clean up the neighborhood. Rhett hears about it, tries to rescue them, and when they return, it's without Mr. Kennedy, who has unfortunately perished in the fight.
Yeah.
Scarlett is drinking. She's a mess. She's upset because her actions did cause this death. She's kind of like, ugh, I just can't believe this happened. She's almost like that. That's how she's feeling. She seems upset, but, Rhett kind of sees through this act once again. But he's come for his own selfish reasons. He wants her. And he proposes marriage right then and there. And she agrees.
She wanted money.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah. and he wants her to forget about this life. The pair have a lavish life and even have a little girl named Bonnie Blue. But Scarlett is still in love with Ashley, and Rhett knows this. When Ashley and Scarlett are found together alone in the sawmill, by his own sister, by the way, everyone tries to shun them out, but when Scarlett refuses to go to the party for Ashley, Rhett forces her to go alone. And this is when you get the beautiful, like, seductress red gown that is known today. But at the party, Melanie welcomes Scarlett, and it seems all is good. Until later that night, when Scarlett returns home, Rhett is filthy drunk, filled with jealousy, and forces Scarlett to bed. The next morning, Scarlett is kind of pleased. She's like, I had a great night.
Yeah.
But Rhett goes in and he's not having it. He apologizes half-heartedly, but he apologizes and he's like, I want a divorce. I can't do this anymore. Like, he's realized, like, he's just not the person he wants to be with her, and she's never going to change. And so he's like, I'm done.
But she loves being bossed around by Rhett, and Rhett doesn't like doing that.
She doesn't realize how much she's in love with him because she's still hooked on the Ashley train. She's still hooked on that drug.
But like she likes being bossed around. Like she doesn't.
Well, because she was the princess of
Tara.
Of Tara, and she didn't realize.
But Red doesn't want her to be bossed around. He wants her.
No, he wants a princess, but he doesn't want her.
He wants her to come. I think he wants her to come.
You're thinking.
He wants her to come willingly. He doesn't want her.
Yeah,
to
no, that's all he ever wanted, and he couldn't have it.
Happen.
It's an awful scene though when he does force her to bed. Like, he takes her, and it's a
famous scene where he picks her up and walks her up the stairs.
I know they market it as a love story, but it's also he forces her. Forces her into bed.
Yeah.
Which is bad. And
the way it's shot, like, she loved it at the end. Like,
yeah, and a lot of the time you're rewarded. Like, he would be like happy that it's happened.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, he thought the scene was awful too.
Yeah.
And that's really interesting. But so Rhett decides, you know what, I'm going to take Bonnie and I'm leaving for London.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in this marriage anymore. But Bonnie's a little upset. She misses her mum. And he goes back. He does say, I don't want to stay. My bags are still at the train station. I'm going to leave. Scarlett's like, but I'm pregnant. He doesn't believe her. He thinks Ashley is the father because he's been gone for a while. So he doesn't believe her. And, because she's a bit of a liar, so it doesn't help when
a bit.
Yeah. But when they argue, she lunges for him and she unfortunately takes a bad trip down the stairs.
Yep.
She falls down and has a miscarriage. Rhett is almost beside himself because he feels so at fault at what has happened.
Yeah.
And later, Scarlett and Rhett unfortunately, they try to talk it out, and they witness Bonnie, their little girl, fall off their horse and die.
Yeah.
Breaks her neck. Very traumatic. They're just yelling at her, and
the fact that
he
blames that horse when it's the kid's fault.
But also the way she even blames him because you shouldn't have been teaching her riding. Also blames the fact her father. That's the way her father ended up too. They refuse to speak to one another. Melanie comes to visit to try and talk to them, but she unfortunately falls ill because she was pregnant at the time.
Yeah.
And she couldn't handle it, so she falls ill. And on her deathbed, she tells Scarlett to look after her son, to look after Ashley, and be kind to Mr. Butler.
Yeah.
Scarlett ends up going to Ashley for comfort.
Yeah.
Rhett leaves in a hurry.
Does she?
She does, because it's almost like this is my chance.
Well, yeah. But
and
then
Ashley
she goes to him and doesn't really feel for it.
Ashley immediately is just upset at Melanie's death, and she's like, oh my God, I've just clocked in. You don't love me. like she just clocks in.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't love me. So she runs back home, and it's so great because she talked about this dream of a fog that she was running to, and she couldn't catch what she needed. She runs to the fog. Rhett up, to confess her love to Rhett. He's packing, she's sobbing, pleading, but he is done.
Yeah.
He leaves the front door. She's like, where shall I go? Where shall I do? And he's like, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. put on a hat, walks away, and she's like, I don't know, what am I going to do? I'll think about it tomorrow. No, I have to think about it now. And she's replaying the most important men in her life have talked about how Tara is the most important thing. And she thinks going back home will solve it because tomorrow's another day. She thinks just like everything's okay because, I'll come back from this and I'll win him back. That is a powerful ending because I don't love the sequel. I don't love believing that she gets Rhett back. I love her losing because she lost.
Yeah.
She tried to have everything and she lost. Weirdly enough, when I rewatched this many times, the relationship she has with Melanie is so interesting because Melanie loves her. Yeah. And I think Melanie even knows why she's doing it. Yeah. And she still loves her.
But Scarlett always came through for Melanie.
And Scarlett always came through, yeah. Even though her words were venomous, her actions were different. Yeah. And Rhett and Melanie and just is such an important relationship for her. And she loses it, and Bonnie, and she loses these people. And she thinks in her delusion of grandeur, like, I'll come back from this. But no, she lost today, and that's it. She lost, and I think it's very powerful towards the end of this movie.
So there was like a lot of people that said that Selznick was fined $5,000 for using the damn word, but actually they changed the Hays Office changed the production code in 1939 that forbade the use of words of hell or damn.
Yeah, which worked out.
Except if they were essential for the required portrayal, which this wouldn't have got it across the line, but it was made before 1939, so that's why it got through.
Yep, good luck, yeah.
Reasons 2.
Wow, it is the Hollywood epic, but I honestly don't think there is a reason to see unless you want to unless you're going to look at this film critically. I don't think you should ever watch this film. A lot of people romanticize the themes of this movie, the romance, which I find is a tragedy. That's why I like it. I like tragedies. Don't know why. I have a problem. But people romanticize the South, and that's not what this film's... I don't think this is what the film is about, because when she romanticizes the South, it always goes bad for her. Yeah. And I think it's almost a cautionary tale about how, about people who went to war for a very ridiculous reason and, weren't and knew and almost knew it wasn't going to go out well because, I mean, if you go through the history books, it wasn't going to. Yeah. And so I like looking at this film through a critical lens. I do not like if people watch this film because they're like, oh, but I love the pretty dresses. Yeah. And Rhett is so handsome. And it's like, no, that's not what you should watch this film. You shouldn't watch it.
Reason not to.
It's very dated.
Also, it is just makes up stuff.
Oh, no, it makes up stuff the book's fictional. Yeah. And it romanticizes, and again, I said...
It makes up the reconstruction of the South, so...
But I think if you look at this film with a more critical lens and look at it as... I, laugh at it. I find it funny. Because when I go back to old movies, it's funny how they thought of life that way. Yeah. And so I laugh at it.
The romanticization of the South
I feel like that's the problem. That's how people shouldn't see it. And I don't see it that way. I laugh at it.
Does this deserve to be on the list?
I think it's one of Hollywood's best pieces of work. I don't think it deserves to be on the list anymore. Because in America, there's a lot of films I want to take out because I just straight up hate them. Yeah. But... This film, this is America's best work. This is the American Film Institute. This is where they're going the best of the best. And they're going to say a film which people will glorify and romanticize something they shouldn't. Yeah. And there's people who are on this list that shouldn't be on this list.
This film made the case for Jim Crow laws.
This film is so problematic. And I like to look at this film as a study piece, not as a film. And I don't think you should have a film that's a study piece. You should just enjoy movies. And it's really hard to put this movie on.
Even when you take all that stuff out, I just don't think it's a very good movie.
No, but that's from contextual of I don't like this movie. That's a different...
I just don't think it's very well made. That's just me.
Oh, well, I didn't like Annie Hall, and it wasn't well made either. What are you talking about?
No, that is a well-made movie.
No, it is not.
A well-made movie by an evil
it is
person.
not.
It is a well-made movie by an evil person.
This one is a well-made movie. This is a far well.
I just don't think it looks that very good. I think I think it's paced poorly.
I think it looks.
I think it's paced poorly. I think that there's a lot of overacting in this movie.
Guys, I can attest he was awake the entire time watching this movie.
Yeah, it's not one of my faves. Deserves to be high. Well, you've said no. Would you buy it on Blu-ray? No. You have it already.
I have it.
Would you watch this again?
Yep.
I don't think I'm ever going to watch that again.
I'll watch it again. But that's because I like...
This is the greatest test of all. I'm going to pull a...
Stanley Kubrick.
I'm going to call it Clockwork Orange. Non-rating from me. What is your rating for this movie?
Okay. I just want to preface this by saying I love watching this film over and over again because I get new information every time.
Yeah.
And this is never going to be on my personal top 4.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we should promote this movie.
Yeah.
But in my personal ranking of is this one of the best films I've made?
Do it.
It is an all-time classic.
Yeah.
That's the reason it's called a classic.
That is the answer I was looking for.
But
next week
it should be on
is a real all-time classic.
Oh.
Movie number 5 on the AFI Top 100 10-year revisit list, Singing in the Rain.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below, or you can email us at peteandhannahswatchlist@gmail.com.
Yeah.
That is my lovely co-host, Hannah. Great work today, Hen. And long live cinema. And until we meet again, it's bye for now.
Bye.